Hello friends and welcome. Namaste. I'm Angela Weiser. So this video is a yoga practice to support our digestion, specifically those of us who are constipated. But before we get right on into it, because I know that's where we want to go, we just want to launch right into our practice. I need to preface this by saying this practice, nor is any yoga practice, a quick fix. Digestion in particular is a really touchy subject. I am not a doctor. I don't know what's going on with your body. With me, I know that I have had issues with my microbiome being out of balance. I did a GI map test. So I know I had some bad bacteria going on. I have an autoimmune condition that is probably caused by that, and I'm still trying to get to really to the root to fix all of that. So it can be really complicated. You might be dealing with something like that too. You might have IBS. You might have Crohn's disease. So I don't want to use this video as a blanket quick fix or solution for you, because I just don't know what's going on with your digestion in particular. So I ask you to approach this video not with caution, but with, a sense of respect for your own body, and understanding that when I put these videos together, whether it's something for back tension or constipation or tight hamstrings, that those videos are designed to put you in the mindset to help you focus what you're doing on those particular body parts, right? So it's not that these poses that we're going to do today are like the end-all be-all and you'll never have another digestive issue. However, I've designed it so that it can be a support, it can be a tool, just like you have other tools in your toolbox to help you with your digestion. This can be something supportive for you. So we can do yoga poses all day long, but if we don't understand that at the root, at the foundation of yoga, we're trying to ease the nervous system, then we might as well just be watching Netflix on the sofa. We really have to understand that it's slow, gentle, thoughtful movements that reduce our stress, and that reduced stress response is what starts to create healing in the body, okay? So let's keep that in mind. We're going to be moving slowly and gently today, keeping our energy focused on where we want the healing to take place in our digestive organs. So with that said, I have some props with me today that you may find helpful. So this is my bolster, which if you don't have a yoga bolster, 2 bed pillows, depending on how cushy they are, would be a good substitute, a couch cushion, whatever you've got. It needs to be firm but comfortable and supportive. I also have, this is a little stool that we're going to use at the end of practice to prop our legs up on in Savasana. And then as usual, I have my yoga blocks and a belt just because you never know when you're going to need them. I'm also seated on a blanket right now for hip support and spine support. So this is how we always begin a yoga class anyway with me, is we sit in this simple cross-legged position and we close the eyes and we breathe for a few moments. So right off the bat here, we set the tone for our body to get into rest and digest mode with our breathing. Most important part of this practice is the breath. Can't say it enough. So when you have wiggled around, squirmed around, rooted down, and found your comfortable seat, let out a conscious breath. Just sigh out the breath through the mouth. And notice how even that first breath can really help you feel better. And then do it again. And as you continue your exhales, try to soften the shoulders, right? Just letting go of that tension. It loves to live in the shoulders and neck, so soften here. And if it's not comfortable for you to have your eyes opened, your eyes closed, you can have them open and just keep a soft gaze on something in front of you. So, that meditative soft gaze. And then we stay sort of tapped into our breath here, noticing right away if the breath is tight, feels stuck in the body, or if it feels really expansive and deep. We're really just trying to notice the breath here at the beginning of class, not change it just yet. Just notice the art of noticing, the art of awareness, one of yoga's greatest gifts. And if you're comfortable doing so, we start to change the breathing just a bit into that even inhale and even exhale. So it's a smooth breath in through the nose and a smooth breath out through the nose. And really it feels, well, it's not just that it feels, we are breathing in and out through the back of the nasal passage, and you'll notice your breath starts to make a lovely soft sound, very natural little hiss of breath. And one of the best ways we can tap into the energy of our digestion is through the breath, because when we take the breath deeper into the abdomen, guess what? That diaphragm that starts moving up and moving down, we start involving the whole torso. All those abdominal organs start to get a little space to move around. We're inviting that breath, that life force, that prana, that what we call in yoga, that prana starts circulating and everything starts to come alive. So let's try taking our breath a little deeper. And I always like this handy little trick here, hands resting gently on the low ribs as a guide. We're not here to push the torso in. So when you breathe in, you feel the torso expand out, and when you exhale, you feel the torso contract and get smaller. So let's practice this for a few rounds. Inhale, breathe deep, expand out. Exhale. Good. Use your own natural flow here. I don't need to cue your breath. Just remember, inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. If this is your first time breathing this way, give yourself some grace and some patience. It might take a while to get used to it. It might feel funny. If it creates anxiety for you, stop what you're doing. Go back to your normal breath. Find a breathing pattern that is calming for you. Good. Count 3 more breaths, full inhales and exhales. 3 rounds of breath. No hurry to finish. Good. That was my 3rd exhale. So let's open the eyes. If your eyes were already open, just maybe blink away, widen the eyes, blink away any blurriness. And if you're on a prop, go ahead and set it off to the side. We might still need it, so don't fling it too far away from you. So right off the bat here, we're going to grab our bolster, our pillow, our couch cushion, whatever you have. We're going to lay it flat on our mat. And I want you to scooch up on it and recline yourself down so that your sacrum, your butt is basically supported. So your body is kind of in this bridge pose. The legs are out, okay? And just, again, squirm around, find the right position for you. I want you to leave your left leg long. I mean, you may already be feeling a nice opening and stretch right at the front of the hip here, this hip flexor. But we're going to bring in the right leg, clasping around the right shin and letting gravity pull that knee in and over towards your right armpit. You may feel when you do this, the bolster, like gravity is starting to pull your pelvis this way, and that's what we want. So right off the bat here, let's connect the dots and answer the question why, because this is a video for constipation. The right side here is our ascending colon, and things move up the ascending colon, across the transverse colon, and down the descending colon on the left side. So we start on the right to support that natural movement of the colon. So we have to hang out here for a bit. Patience in this practice is essential. That awareness of what's going on in the body. You're welcome to close the eyes again and direct your breath into that right side body where we're kind of compressing. Everything should be pretty relaxed and soft. So even your face, there's space between your back teeth, your jaw is soft, the cheeks and the eyes. Even the way the hands are clasped around your shin. We're really just supporting the leg. We're not squeezing, we're not pulling it in. Really, the arms and the hands just kind of act as a support here. And you may already hear or feel some stomach gurgling, some noises going on, and that is good. I forget, right off the top of my head, I forget what that is called. There's a scientific word for that, stomach growling noise. But when you hear that noise, that's good. Those are digestion noises. We want to hear that. All right, so let's stay here with our smooth breath, in and out through the nose. One more breath in. Slow exhale out. And then I want you to switch. Pointing that right knee up towards the ceiling and then extend the right leg long. Take the left leg in, let gravity pull it in and over towards the left armpit. It's actually almost going towards like the crook of your left elbow. Right leg long. The right leg could even be bent a little if it supports your back a little more. Good. All right, resume your smooth breathing. You may find as you continue to breathe subtle little shifts in the way you're holding your body. You might feel that knee going in closer to your body for a deeper compression. As we hold poses with the breath, the body just naturally lets go. This is natural, this is normal. It's what we want. I can hear my own stomach gurgling. And one more breath in. Slow exhale out. Point the left knee up towards the ceiling and extend the leg out. Reach the arms up overhead and reach through the toes. Full body stretch. Good. Okay, so let's lift the hips and slide that bolster out. And I'm going to set it out of my way. And I want you to recline on your back again. So if you're near a wall or otherwise a piece of furniture or something, I want you to make sure you've got a little bit of space, enough to kind of, we're going to be reshaping our bodies into a banana shape here. So we need just a little bit of space. So I've got to move away from my wall. So as we lie here in our reclined position, maybe give the legs a little shake out. Inhale and backstroke your right arm over, followed by your left. Oh. Scooch any props out of the way. Good. I want you to take opposite elbows here. And then start walking your feet towards the left corner of your mat until you can't walk them anymore. Cross the right leg over your left. Lift your upper body up and also turn it towards the left. So we're in that banana shape. This is a posture from the yin yoga tradition called banana asana. So again, back to our why. We're back on the right side. I know the body is curved towards the left, but it's in service of the right side body. Again, for the ascending colon. Now we're stretching. Earlier we were compressing. Now we're stretching. You can think about what this is doing in your intestines. Encouraging things to move on along. So once again, I really want you to notice the level of grip that you have perhaps on your elbows, or like if you're squeezing your elbows really tightly, soften your grip. And maybe it's not even elbows, maybe you're holding forearms. So anytime that we put ourselves into a posture in yoga, it does not have to be the most extreme version of that shape. Okay? Benefits can be had all along the way. So you can close your eyes here, but let's all resume our conscious breathing in and out through the nose. Direct your awareness, your energy, your breath into those parts where we want healing. You could even introduce a mantra here. You don't have to say it out loud, although you can. Something supportive that is encouraging. For example, I believe that my body is healing. Something uplifting, an affirmation of sorts. So experiment with that, see how that feels. It feels good to take care of my body. I deserve to take time for myself. Relax the face. And one more breath in, stretch that right side. And exhale. Good. Let's walk the feet back towards center as we lift the upper body too and bring everything back to center. Release your right arm down to your side, followed by your left. And just notice the differences between your sides. And then inhale, backstroke your left arm over, followed by the right. And again, take elbows or forearms and begin to walk the legs towards the right corner of your mat, right side. And when they can't go any further, cross the left leg over the right ankle and lift the upper body up. Shift it to the right. Now begin to stretch the descending colon. Soften your grip, soften the muscles in the face. Relax the tongue. And begin to send your breath, your energy, your awareness into the left side of your body. And perhaps repeat your mantra or say them to yourself. I believe that my body is healing itself. It feels good to take care of my body. I deserve the time to take care of myself. You may feel that as you rest here with your breath, again, you may feel that you can go a little deeper. Maybe the upper body wants to shift more to the right. Maybe the legs can shift a little more. But remember, we're not going to that extreme place. So if it doesn't feel manageable, sustainable, and you know what that is, right? Your breath will be cut off if you're going too deeply into a pose. Find a place where you can rest. You should be like in hammock mode here, like you're resting in a hammock on the beach. You would never choose to rest in a position that's uncomfortable. You would find ways to adjust so that you can enjoy and relax. So that's the mentality I want you to have here. It's the mentality I always want you to have, but especially in a yoga practice. Good, let's take one more breath here. In, exhale. And then begin to shift the body into neutral, like we're in a car. Downshifting into neutral here, and lay flat on your mat, arms at the sides, and notice. I don't know about you, but I feel like the sides of my body just got like 4 inches longer. I have so much length and space here in my ribs. All right, bend both knees. Guide the legs in towards the body for a little compression of the entire abdomen. Again, this is comfort level here, not maxing the stretch out. Breathe and push the belly into the legs. And then stretch the legs out long once more. Give a little shake out. Bend the knees, feet flat. Exhale and guide the knees to the left. I have a wall in my way, so I can't extend my right arm fully, but hopefully you can do a T. Once again, stretching, twisting, focusing energy on the right side of the body, twisting those abdominal organs. So this top leg here, it can separate if it feels better for your back to have a nice wide sort of scissoring of the legs. Breathe, make sure that grip, that left hand on your leg is not a death grip, it's just resting there. And that no tension has crept into the face or shoulder, especially this shoulder here. Your left shoulder, relax, relax, relax. Big breath in and out. Good, come back through center, knees pointing up. Inhale. Exhale, right hand guides the knees to the right for a stretch on the left. Soften your grip. Find the leg position that feels best. Sending that energy right into that twist where you feel it right there at the gut. Big breath in and exhale. Good. And inhale, bring the knees up. Recenter everything. Straighten the legs, reach the arms overhead. Ooh, big body stretch. And then you have the option to roll back to your right side and then sit up, or take a couple rocks on your spine. This might feel good depending on how hard your floor is, right? A couple rocks on the spine, it's a free massage, and then rock on up, fix your hair, fix your shirt, whatever you need to do. Sit tall for a moment. Good. Giving our blood flow in our brain here a chance to sort of equalize. So let's find our Sukhasana. If you'd like to bring your prop back, sitting up on your yoga blanket, a beach towel would work, just something to give the hips a little lift. We need to find our crisscross applesauce leg position again, and we're going to place the hands on the knees for a little yoga pose. It's not really a pose. I don't know what you call it. Maybe it's just a like some conditioning. We call it Kundalini circles or torso circles. So beginning with a nice tall spine, this is how we're going to go. We inhale, and as we exhale, we start shifting our body to the right, pushing the heart out forward, and then rounding the spine as we come back. And again, let's get the movement down with the breath. So we inhale as we come around, and we exhale as we head to the back, right? You can see how this is kind of stirring things up, so to speak, with the digestion, but it's also excellent for the spine. We got to move slow, though. You got to move slow, and you have to let the breath guide the movement, not the other way around. If you start moving quickly, and then you're going to start breathing quickly, and then you're creating a stress response. Slow breath is the key to stress-free, or reduced stress, I should say. Okay? Notice that grip on the knees. Make sure we're not death gripping. And then pause next time we come back to neutral. And then take a breath. So we were moving, actually, I realized that we were moving from, no, that's right, moving from right to left. I think that we moved in one way. Okay, so whatever way you moved that first time, let's move in the opposite way just to even things out. But we still follow the breath, so inhale as we come forward. And exhale as we round. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. Right, so we inhale, we come forward. And exhale, we round and circle around. Use your breath. A couple more here. Nice and slow, using your breath. And then come back to neutral and just close the eyes or focus your eyes on something and breathe. Notice, how does your body feel after we've been in this practice for, 15, 20 minutes? Nice slow breath in and a slow breath out. And again. Good. All right. So let's set the prop off to the side again. If you are on it, at least your seated prop, we're going to bring back our bolster or your pillow or your couch cushion or whatever it is. And we're going to lay it on the mat long ways, closer to the short edge of your mat. Leave yourself a little bit of space up there. So we're going to come into a supported cobra and a supported sphinx pose. I really love this. We know what those poses are. They're very gentle back bends. With the bolster, they're made even more gentle, and we can stay in the pose longer and really reap those benefits. So this might take a sec for you to kind of squirm into, right? We got to find the right place, and it depends. Like I have a really fat bolster. If you're on something that's a little thinner, you may want to like double it up so that it's a little more padded and supportive. It's all a big scientific experiment, this yoga. Okay, so arms are over top. So I want you to pull with your elbows and really nestle that bolster under your rib cage. So your belly, my whole belly is on the floor, okay? It's the rib cage that's really supported by this prop. So I want you to extend your arms out to the top corners of your mat and gently push your upper body up. So the hands are a little bit of tension here. Arms are sort of supported by the bolster too. Legs can be as, prop malfunction, everybody. Let's see if I can get it out of the way without moving. All right. This is our supported cobra pose. So in this way, the belly and sort of the digestive organs are against the floor. You can imagine when we breathe, you're pushing that belly into the floor. So it's like a counter pressure. Earlier when we were on our back and we had both knees in, you can think about that compression. We're sort of doing the same thing. It's just now we're on our belly and the floor is acting as that leverage. So keeping a soft face. The glutes are not squeezing. This is a lovely pose for stretching, strengthening the low back as well. Eyes opened or closed, but you are directing your breath into those parts of the body where we want healing to occur. We want to release tension, tightness. So again, I invite you to repeat your mantra silently or to yourself. I guess that would be the same thing. Out loud or to yourself is what I meant to say. Making those exhales just a hair longer than your inhales. One more breath. And then we'll transition this sort of wide leg cobra into a sphinx. So Sphinx, as you know, has our forearms on the ground. So we may need to come forward a little bit more on top of that bolster so that your forearms can rest in that true Sphinx position. And now you even have more leverage to pull, right? Or pulling that bolster in towards you and resting more on the forearms. It's a very subtle shift in this pose. And I know it's tempting to want to relax the head here, but we don't want to do that. It's going to strain the neck. So just keep some gentle tension in the elbow. Try to keep the shoulders soft. And breathe. Same thing with the lower half. Legs are reaching long, but the glutes are soft. And as you breathe in, because we shifted a little, now you may feel your torso expanding against the bolster, using it for compression. Send that breath into the belly. Let's take one more. And exhale. Good. Curl those toes. Let's walk up to that bolster. Somehow, some way, you can even plant your hands here. Let's come off. So after we've been in a back bend, which is where we have been for just the last couple of minutes here, it's good to sort of get a counter pose. So child's pose is a great way to extend the spine since we've been in that back bend position. So I love a supported child's pose. So I invite you to turn that bolster long ways. Fit it as much as you can between your knees and give it a nice squeeze. Fold yourself along the length of that bolster. Turn one cheek to the side and breathe. So your big toes might be touching behind you. Squirm around, wiggle around. Make sure you find that right comfortable spot. And breathe. I want you to stay in the pose. I'm coming out of it for a moment because I'm afraid if I lay there and talk into my microphone, it's going to sound garbled. So again, we're using our breath to release tension so that bolster is supporting the full weight of your body. You're breathing into the parts that we want to focus on and create healing. So using that bolster as compression against your belly when you breathe. Keeping the face soft, eyes can close, you know the drill. Repeat your mantra. And then here in just a couple breaths, I'll cue you to lift the head and turn and rest on the other side. And on your next inhale, we'll lift up and just turn the other cheek towards the bolster. Same idea, resting completely. Notice if tension has crept into the face or jaw. Exhale and soften. A few more breaths. One more nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And we'll gently make our way off our bolster, set it off to the side. And then I want you to crawl slowly, slowly into that tabletop position. And then from here, pick up the hands, set them out at an angle. Toes are curled underneath you. Big breath in to lift into downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. And then settle into a steady down dog. And then lift the head, look forward, gently step the feet towards the hands. Here you can bring if you have a little stool like me, this would be great, or your blocks, supporting yourself in a gentle forward bend. All right, compressing right there at that belly, and you can use the blocks here to support you, or, a chair would also work great here. Make sure those knees stay soft. Good. And then as we inhale, we kind of lift the spine halfway and then come all the way up to standing. Reach the arms up overhead. Maybe even tilt into a slight back bend and then arms down to the sides, Tadasana. Good. Okay, we are nearing the end of our little session today, but I wanted to do just a couple more postures as we sort of wind down. Squatting is one of the best things that we can do for our digestion. You probably are aware of squatty potty. It was all the rage a couple of years ago. It is actually really beneficial. It just puts your body in the right position to support full, proper elimination. But learning without the squatty potty, learning how to squat on our own is really good for digestion. It's great for the back too. It's great, well, I just said that it's great for the back, great for digestion. So, but full squatting can take some time if you are, have any tightness in ankles, knees, or hips. It can take a while to get there. So I want to give you the option to do a high squat, which is setting the feet a little wider and letting the elbows rest here and letting the head bow forward. If you are able to come into full squat, or perhaps you can come down with the aid of a block underneath you. This is a great way to kind of help train ourselves for squatting. Okay, we open the knees wide, the elbows push the knees and the knees resist. Okay, so let's hang out here for just a couple breaths, either in your high squat or a low squat, supported or unsupported. This is still really active though, even if you're not using a block, right? Just don't sit here and let gravity pull you down. Push out of those feet a bit. Make sure you've got that good compression between knee and elbow. And we're also trying to really shine the collarbones broad, shine the sternum forward, and breathe. You can say your mantra out loud or to yourself. Sending the breath into the places that feel tight. This pose is called garland pose, by the way, malasana, if you would like to look it up and read more about the benefits of this pose and how to work on it. Good. One more breath. Exhale, release. Support yourself back to the mat. If you have props on your mat, set them off to the side, out of your way. And again, we're going to recline, but I'd like for you to make sure that you have enough space on either side of you for another twist, a slightly different twist than we did a moment ago. Lying down and bringing the knees into the chest, or just in. Make sure the legs are glued together, right? So the legs are squeezing into one another. Arms are at a T. Arms are at a T. So we're going to pull those knees in as much as we can and flex your feet, not point them, flex them back towards your shins. And on your inhale, take an inhale here. On your exhale, let the knees roll to the right. We're going to let them hover. Hover. We're not going to let them touch down. So feel that squeeze. Sorry guys, come back up. I started on the wrong side. So inhale here. Exhale, knees to the left. So that we get that twist and compression on the right side first. Good. Jatara Parsvottanasana. I can't talk. Jatara Parsvottanasana. Nice side twist here. Good. Inhale, come back. Exhale, now we go to the right. Feeling that lovely twist on the left. Good. Really good core strengthener too. Good, we come back up. Extend the legs down. Give the legs a little shake out. And then we're ready for our relaxation. So I'd advise you to take a moment. If your props have gotten all cattywampus, just put them off to the side so that your mat is free and clear of any like personal belongings, props, whatever, so that you can fully stretch out and rest without anything touching you. Because if you've got your blanket here kind of touching your leg, or maybe you're halfway off your mat, right, your body is going to detect that. It's going to keep thinking about that, and you're not going to be able to relax. So I really want you to be able to let go completely. For our savasana, this is 5 or so minutes of rest so that the body can sort of assimilate everything that we just did, really absorb what we call that prana, that life force, that energy in yoga. So again, your choice to have eyes opened or closed. Taking that sweep of awareness through the body, soft eyes, soft cheeks, space in the back teeth, the tongue resting in that little space in the bottom of the mouth. You may find that your lips and teeth just sort of fall open a little bit. That's good. That means there's no tension there. And then move that awareness down to shoulders. Are the shoulders relaxed completely against the floor? Is your belly soft? Are your glutes relaxed all the way down to the tips of the toes? Noticing how this practice made you feel. And it's okay if it made you feel a little funny. Sometimes when we're new to yoga, holding poses, moving slowly, keeping eyes closed and being silent is uncomfortable. Relaxation is a learned habit, just like anything else. When something is unfamiliar, it can be uncomfortable. So give yourself some grace and some patience for doing something new and different. And give yourself some grace and patience for whatever digestive issues you've got going on. Okay? Just remember not to put too much of an expectation on your yoga practice to solve all the problems in your life. Remember, this practice is a tool. It's a tool in your toolkit to support healthy digestion. There are lots of other things I'm sure that you are aware of that you also can do to support healthy digestion, right? Your diet being first and foremost, like the most important thing. Helping our body de-stress and stay calm is up there too. It's pretty important. Learning how to release emotions, learning how to express yourself, right? If you're holding on to the past traumas, that can have a huge impact on your digestive health, right? The way we hold on to things, right? So maybe thinking about some other practices that you can incorporate into your life that involve expression, like saying something to someone that's been on your mind, or writing, or painting, some creative outlet. So return to your breath. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. just remember that you can rest here in this position for as long as you need. Challenge yourself to start with 5 minutes of silence and then work your way up. But you're welcome to stay here as long as you like, but I want to honor your time, and I'm going to end the video here. Thank you all so much for joining. I'd love to hear how this practice felt for you. Leave me a comment, let me know. Leave me a request for things that you would like to see in the future. Have a beautiful day, my friends. Namaste.